video is an odd one, so I'm not gonna get up any gameplay of any games that I've got this week, so let's just find something on TV and leave it at that. The morning show, no thank you. What's on Gem? What do we have? Friends? No thank you. Here we go. It's ads right now, but we'll watch the races. Just let me mute that. And let's hope I don't get a copyright strike. Alright, so I think it's warm enough that I can take off the O-rings. This pickups video is very different. This pickups video is very different, and I will tell you why. This pickups video, I only found stuff in 3 places. Now that doesn't seem very different from what I usually do, because lately I haven't had a whole lot of will to go out and look for video games, but this stuff was also found in 1 day, and it was found in 2 places that I usually don't find games, so it's not, I'll just get to it and explain it as we go. So, first of all, Ackett, Andy. Andy, a guy that I went out game hunting with a few weeks ago, and we gotta get out and do that again, mate. He mentioned to me, just texted me and said that Big W, which is a local retail chain in Australia, I don't know if you guys have them over the pond, but he mentioned that they were having a pretty big game sale, and, come on, yeah, let's put down the brightness, soft, there we go. He mentioned that Big W were having a huge clearance on games, and that there were PS4 games, and Xbox One games, and PlayStation Vita games for like $3 each, and I was like, oh man, I would love to go and to get some of those games, but I've got work. So, for 2 days, I could not go to the sale. On the day he mentioned it, I could not go, and the day after, I could not go because I had work both days, but the day after that, on Saturday, I was able to go, and I found quite a bit of stuff, but it just made me think, what am I missing out on? Because if this stuff is the leftovers, then there has to be stuff that I missed out on. I mean, I looked at the online version of what they had available, and they did have PlayStation Vita games for $3 each, so I unfortunately didn't get anything quite that good, but considering I got there a few days after the sale started, I think I did pretty decently. So, I only hit 1 store. My mother hit another store in the city. She said that they didn't have anything, so let me show you what I got. He was correct. Big W were having a big clearance on video games. They were getting rid of, I'd say, about half of their entire inventory, and they didn't display it neatly or anything. They just put it all in a bin and said, dig in. So, usually I don't like that, because I'll think that I'm missing out on something if I don't dig through the bin completely, so I had to dig through the entire bin, and this is what I found. Alright, firstly for $2. $2. I didn't even know this game was on the PSP. It's just the disc and the manual, unfortunately. I'll take it out of the thing that I have it in. I have it in just a plastic bag. It is a copy, and I didn't even know this was on the PSP. It is a game that I really like on the PlayStation 2, and it is Crash Team Racing. So for $2, I'll definitely be happy to pick that up, and I did. So I will test that out, and you may see it in a game that I've finished video, because I love my Crash Team Racing. It is such a fun game. And next for $2, I usually try and stay away from loose games, and I only bought 2 loose games, plus 1 to sell, which is already sold. Picked up a copy of Wii Fit Plus for $2 and sold it for $5, so yeah, you guys know how it is. Next, just for loose games, I found for another $2 one that I have been quite interested in buying and playing, and I would have loved to get this complete, but as it is, I'm happy to get for $2. It is Wolfenstein. Not Wolfenstein the New Order, just Wolfenstein, and I've heard mixed things about this. I've heard good things, I've heard bad things, so I will play it myself and get my own opinion on it. But for $2, I was very happy to pick that up. And those were the only loose games I picked up. The rest of this stuff is complete, so I was surprised they still had this there, and they had quite a few copies of it. It is a 3DS game that I remember when this came out. This was, I don't think it was a 3DS launch title, but back when the 3DS wasn't getting a whole lot of games, this came out and was a chart buster. People loved it. It is Super Street Fighter 4 3D Edition. I'm not actually sure if it's this version. I think it was just regular Street Fighter 4 that came out. It might have been Super Street Fighter 4, I don't remember. But I remember people having this and playing it and saying that it's actually a pretty good version of Street Fighter 4, and it's a lot easier to play than regular Street Fighter 4 because instead of having to memorize button combinations to do the special moves on the lower screen of the 3DS, you just have your special moves and you can tap them to do them. So I think that's how I'd like to play Super Street Fighter, so I will give that a try, and for $3 I was very happy to get it. And because it was brand new, wasn't sealed or anything, but it had the Nintendo Club points, and I know you can't use these anymore, unfortunately, so sorry guys, it's really no point in showing them to you, but it was complete, good condition, and for $3, I'll grab that. And they had a bunch of copies of this. I'd say they had about 10 copies of this next game, all in a stack, and I was kind of tempted to pick up a lot of them because I thought maybe it was worth a little bit. And I found out that I had made the right choice in not grabbing more than one. For some reason I thought it was worth a little bit, but it's just not. So it is Trauma Center New Blood. And there are a bunch of Trauma Center games on the Wii. This one was $3, which was a good deal in my opinion. There are a bunch of Trauma Center games on the Wii. I don't really know much about them other than it's like that old surgery game that you had for the computer where like you're given a task to do in surgery and then you do the actual surgical task, and that sounds pretty wild. I mean, playing surgeon, that just sounds weird to me. I mean, I'm no heart doctor. Let's leave it at that. But in a video game, I think I could probably play one. And it is all complete. It's got the points there, but once again, you can't use them. And yeah, I don't really know much about it other than it's just like a surgery game. So for $3, I was happy to grab it. And then another thing I grabbed there, this was only $2, and I have seen it before, but I've never grabbed it because it was always like $10, $15. It is a accessory for the PlayStation Vita. It is, and this might sound a little odd, a PlayStation Vita steering wheel. Now, I'm going to bust this out, and I'm going to show you how this works. Because I didn't know what to think of it when I saw it originally, like a few years ago when I saw it originally. I thought, PlayStation Vita steering wheel, how does that work? But then I found out that, well, actually, I'm not going to bust it out and show you how it works because it has those sealed tabs. So this is going to remain brand new for a while, or at least until I get a racing game for the PlayStation Vita. But how it works is you put your PlayStation Vita in the wheel, and because the PlayStation Vita has like, I think it's called gyroscopic technology, where if you're holding the Vita and you go like that, your car will actually turn that way. And yeah, we're watching the races, we can make them turn. I'm not actually making them turn, don't worry guys. But it just seems like a kind of cool accessory to me. It's probably not something that'll get a whole lot of use, but for $2, I wasn't going to say no. And the next items, and this wasn't the only one of these that I got. I got 2 more of these packs, but ended up giving one to my dad. I gave one to my mum. Mum does charity work, and she said she could find use for it, and my dad, he lives with a... My dad lives with another family, and he's kind of a father figure to the little boy there, so... And he loves his video games. Yeah, one of these days... I've got to get some footage of the little guy that my father lives with actually playing video games, because he gets really into it. I mean, he's a sore loser, and he's an arrogant winner. I mean, he'll be playing Mario Kart, and if he beats you, he'll go, ha ha, you lose, you suck, you suck. And if he loses, he'll go, you cheated, you can't use that shortcut, I didn't use it. It's fantastic. I mean, it's a blast and a half to just sit down and play a game with him, so... I gave my dad one of these, and I grabbed one for myself. It is one of those big collections. You know, I don't know a whole lot about these other than you buy the game and you can buy figures to unlock more of the game. So it is Disney Infinity. I don't know a whole lot about it, but a brand new starter pack for the Xbox 360 for $3. You better believe I was going to pick that up, and if I didn't, someone else would have. I mean, there were people... I mean, the store had opened a few hours ago, and an hour after it had opened, there were still people grabbing them, so they probably had a bunch of them in stock, and I got one of the last ones, so that makes me happy. And I may keep these, I may just sell them on, just because, you know, I don't have much of a use for them, and I'll be completely honest, they're probably just going to be a box on the shelf, so if I can sell it to someone for a discounted price and they can get enjoyment out of it, fantastic, that's good for everyone. And the next one is Skylanders Swap Force, a starter pack as well, and I do know a little bit about the Skylanders. I know in Swap Force you actually have... How do I explain it? You have figures that you can, like, detach at the torso, and then you can put another character on top of their detached torso, and you can have, like a mixed character, I guess you would say, or a blended character. And it seems kind of cool. I mean, it does seem kind of cool, and I know a lot of people who are into these, but I just don't think it would ever be something that I would get into. I mean, I can't imagine myself going out and looking for Skylanders on a regular basis, so this and Disney Infinity will probably be sold on, but for $3, I was happy to get a copy of it, and yeah, I mean, it says on here, there are 55 plus to collect, so I already have enough in my collection. I don't think I need anything more. Not toy-wise anyway, so... Alright, that was everything from Big W. I was happy with my finds, considering that I got there a little bit late, and a few days late, so this is going to tie in with the name of the video, which is going to be Hits and Misses, where technically I did hit at every place I went to, but there's also a chance that I missed out on stuff, so... You know, I'm happy with what I got. I could have gotten more, but, you know, there's no point dwelling on it. I mean, I got what I got, and other people got what they got, and I wish them luck with it. Alright, so the next place we went to Big W, which was in a big shopping center, and near that shopping center there is a op shop called the St. Vincent de Paul. The actual store itself is only like medium sized, but because it's in a warehouse district, it has a warehouse in the back of the store, and it's where they process all of the... I've asked them about it before, and the person told me that that warehouse is where they process all of the southeastern St. Vincent de Paul op shop stock, so that's really cool to me. I mean, I've worked in warehouses quite a bit, and that kind of thing is awesome. I mean, who knows what they have in those back areas? What do they call them? I just call it a back area. In those back areas. Who knows what they have in those back areas that I might be interested in, or other people might be interested in? Well, when I got there, for one day only, you actually got to find out. They weren't letting you into the back area, but the previous day they had moved a bunch of stuff from the back area into their, I guess you would call it a car park, and the car park is always full of cars, so it's nice that it's not full of cars. It was full of bins, like deep bins, full of books, full of clothes, full of DVDs, full of CDs, full of games. So we pulled up, and I thought, oh man, this looks awesome, I gotta get in there. And it was fill a bag for $5. Actually, it was for books or DVDs or anything, it was fill a bag for $5. If you wanted to fill a bag full of clothes, they gave you a big garbage bag, and that was $15. So, to the people who were looking for clothes, you guys got a bargain. You guys got a bargain, and I was surprised that my mother didn't get any clothes, because in her charity work, she's always looking for cheap baby clothes that she sends over to, like, the Sudanese and the Aborigines living in Northern Territory and above, so I was surprised she didn't do that, but she told me that, you know, shipping is an arm and a leg to send it there, so she's kind of dialing back on it. But we did find a lot of good stuff, and I'm always happy to shop at this shop because during the 2011 floods, they helped us out. They gave us a bunch of furniture, and I will always be in debt to this particular chain of op shops. So, you know, whenever I get a bunch of DVDs that I don't want or clothes that don't fit me anymore or something, I always take it there and give it to them. Alright. And this goes into the hits and misses. I did find some good stuff. However, at the same time, there was definite evidence that there was better stuff available at the beginning of the day. There was a small box just full of CDs, and just on top of the box, just sitting there with the light shining down upon it, brother, there was a copy of Crash Bandicoot 2 for the PlayStation 1. It looked great, it looked fantastic. I picked it up, opened it up, no disc. So, and then you found like other stuff. You would find like accessories. Like I found a Wii wheel in one of the bins, and I'm like, man, you just know that someone got a fantastic deal on Nintendo Wii like an hour earlier. So if I had been there a little bit earlier, if I had woken up an hour earlier, I probably would have gotten a lot better stuff than what I did. But you know, I was there for, as I've said, when I'm with competition, I usually don't like to hang around, but I was only there for around 20 minutes looking through stuff, and then I said, I'm feeling a little ill, I think we should go. Because, you know, as I was digging through stuff, there's a lot of dust, so, you know, I was feeling a little ill. But, so fill a bag for $5, the mother got a bunch of books, and I got some DVDs and some CDs, so the CDs I got, probably not the kind of CDs you're thinking of, but a bunch of CDRs with their own little cases. And the reason I bought these is because Dreamcast games, you can download them and put them on CDRs. I think that's what they are. I think that's what it is. You can download Dreamcast games and put them on CDRs, and then you can just play them off your Dreamcast, and that's how I've gotten most of my Dreamcast collection. I mean, I have a binder just over there with my Dreamcast games in it, you know. I have maybe 5 actual Dreamcast games, and the rest of them are just downloaded, so yeah, there's no shame in that. It's a dead system. However, Shenmue 3 does look very good. That's one that when it comes out, if it does come out in a physical format, I will be buying, absolutely. And the rest of the stuff I got there, just some DVDs. I mean, for all the digging I did, I think I found some okay stuff, but, you know, not as good as what other people would have found, so. We got some DVDs, a brand new DVD, Porridge, Season 3. I do like my BBC comedies, but I don't find them on the cheap very often. A Futurama DVD, I've probably seen this a million times on television. It's one that's played quite a lot. I actually had it on DVD when it was originally released because, you know, after Futurama was cancelled, it was like, man, I want to watch some more Futurama. This is a funny show. It is The Beast with a Billion Backs, And the big one, the good one, the one that probably made my day, I would say. Even though it is missing 3 discs out of its collection, it is one that probably cost some poor man or woman or child probably around $80 when they originally bought it. So to get it for fill a bag for $5, like what's that, $1.25? I think that's pretty good. It is a complete collection of Transformers Beast Wars, and I mean, this is awesome. I've never really been the biggest fan of Beast Wars. I mean, I have nothing against it, but the whole early 3D thing, it just kind of looks weird, but you know, I'll still watch this. I'll still watch this and love it, and the artwork on this is so cool looking. I mean, that's cool. That is just cool, and it comes with like 10 discs, and unfortunately it is missing 3 of them. It's missing one in the first DVD set. It has all 3 seasons. That's the complete collection, except for a few discs, so it's missing 3 discs, which is unfortunate, but you know, I don't really mind. I mean, all of the episodes are kind of, or at least from my knowledge, most of the episodes are kind of just their own storyline, so it's not like a lot of recent television shows where you need to watch it episode by episode in chronological order to understand the story. And yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, that's awesome. I know there are a lot of Transformers fans out there, and I'm not the biggest Transformers fans. I do like the movies. Transformers the movie, the animated one, is really cool. But to get the complete collection of Beast Wars for $1.25, oh yeah, oh yeah. Crying baby in the background, you probably can't hear that. Thank you, lucky stars. Alright, and lastly, tying into the hits and misses, I hit my local cashies. As I always do, I gotta hit it. However, for the last few weeks, I haven't been going there for whatever reason. I've just... Can you hear the crying baby? I don't know. But I just haven't been going there for whatever reason. You know, I haven't really had the energy to get up and go game hunting since I've started a new job, so. But, as I was being driven around, I thought, yeah, I'll go out. I'll go to cash. Let's see what we can find. And I went in and found quite a bit of stuff. I mean, they did have a lot of new stuff there. And some stuff that I bought from there, I've already sold on, so. I bought a copy of... what was it? Man, nothing drains your mind like a crying baby. What was the game? Walking Dead Survival Instinct. For the Xbox 360. I bought it for $5, sold it for $15. Someone was happy with it. I think Lollipop Chainsaw I also bought for $5 and sold for around $12. So, you know, making a little bit of money back on the purchase, which is always good. The games I found in there were pretty good. And once again, it ties in with the hits and misses, because though I hit pretty well in this place, I did miss out on some stuff. They told me that they did have a bunch more stuff, but it had been picked through, so... And I almost managed to get a copy of Mario Kart Wii for the Nintendo Wii, and as I was at the cash register, they said, sorry mate, it's sold on web shop, we can't sell it to you, so that's how it happens, you know. That's what happens. Games like Mario, you're not going to get them for cheap all the time, so, and I would have just sold it anyway. But the games I did get, a few games, a few DVDs, got some PSP games, we got for $2.50, Puyo Pop Fever. I believe I have one other Puyo Pop game, and it is on the Mega Drive. There we go, I found it already. Yeah, one other Puyo Pop game. Well, that may not be in the Puyo Pop series, I'm not sure, but these are fun puzzle games. They're a little bit like Tetris, or they're a... If you've ever played Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, it's a lot like that, and... Yeah, you can kind of see what it is on the back. They're fun though, they are fun. And for $2.50, I did not have that one. Happy to get it. And I know Mr. Alan Crosby, he does not like this series, but I enjoy the games, and it is Siphon Filter Dark Mirror. And one of the R's is backwards. Some good ass spelling. But I enjoy the Siphon Filter games. For $2.50, I've never had this one. I'm willing to give it a try. The last of the Dreamcast games I had there, you know, I got some Dreamcast games there for $1 each, and I found another one, just loose disc, Magforce. Why not, you know? A Dreamcast game, even loose for $1, it's worth picking up. One for the PS3 collection that I didn't actually know I was looking for until I found it. I thought, oh, this looks really cool. It is Alice, Madness Returns. It's supposed to be like a dark, twisted version of Alice in Wonderland. That sounds pretty cool to me. So, for $5, I was willing to pick that up. And the rest of these are DVDs. I'll just go through them quickly. The Mask, never seen it. Teen Wolf and Teen Wolf 2, never seen either of them. Session 9, looked interesting. Boys in the Hood, never seen it. And for $3, the complete first season of Lost in some kind of big box, so that's pretty cool. And that's all I really got this week, so I tried to make it quick for the last part because I think this video is dragging on a bit, so that's everything I got. It's the Secret of My House bidding you farewell. Stay tuned for whatever I have upcoming.
And that's all, folks.